The last teaching point we had was that writers of literary essays choose words. Okay, come on, you're going to have to do this. Writers of literary essays choose words. Thank you, Raina. That support their thinking by using quotes from the story. And a lot of you did a fantastic job last time we did the writing assignment. It was Monday, and you had to write a paragraph, and it could be any character. A lot of you chose to do the one that I was reading about, which is awesome. And then here's my example. I have sometimes Dream needs a push. Jim Blair didn't have much dialogue, even though he was a main character. But when the head of coach's son's wheelchair basketball team said, I think shooting baskets from a wheelchair is a bit harder, Jim responded, you have another chair. This shows how much more involved in his son than he was at the beginning. So that was my paragraph, and it wasn't perfect. I have some things to work on as far as developing a paragraph goes in revising this paragraph. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. Today's teaching point is literary essay writers keep their paragraphs organized by having one top idea that you develop with evidence and reasons. I'm going to use a mentor text from a 6th grader from a long time ago. I don't even remember this student's name. However, I wanted to use a paragraph that he wrote and just talk a little bit about it. And it goes with the story, Sometimes a Dream Needs a Push. Of course, Chris's dad cares about him. He's not much of a talker. I know this because in the text it says, I didn't like the idea, but Mom and I learned to live with it. Dad took it hard, real hard. Chris says that his mom and him learned to live with it, but his dad was basically broken. He probably blames himself for the accident, and he blames himself for putting his son in a wheelchair. Chris's mom proves my inference. She says, sometimes I think he blames himself, Mom said. Whenever he sees you in the wheelchair, he wants to put it out of his mind. Jim Blair was obviously devastated that his son couldn't play basketball like a regular kid. But when a chance came up, a wheelchair basketball league, he takes it. This also shows that Jim believes that basketball is what Chris wants. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to take that paragraph and move it away, and I want to show you what's going on here. What we have here is several claims which you could make this work. However, this one whole paragraph really has 3 claims in it going on at least. Dad cares about him is the first claim, and it's right at the beginning in the beginning sentence of this paragraph, which the topic sentence usually is the first sentence. And then Chris's dad was broken is a different thing. Caring about his son and being broken are completely different. I mean, they're related obviously in the story, but they're different as far as claims go. And then Dad blames himself. So those are actually 3 different claims, and I want to take one of them and show how you could actually use all 3 of these as your bullets. So it's kind of a little bit tricky sometimes. A claim could end up becoming a bullet in the graphic organizer we're using with boxes and bullets. But I'm going to simplify this a little bit more. So I'm going to take one of these claims. Chris's dad had a complex set of emotions over his son's need for a wheelchair. I'm going to take all 3 of those claims and turn it into one claim. And so see how I use that complex set of emotions? Now that allows me to use these for my bullets. So Chris's dad blames himself. This would be one paragraph, not necessarily the first. It could be the 3rd one, or it doesn't matter. Chris's dad blames himself for the accident that puts his son in a wheelchair. Sometimes I think he blames himself, Mom said. Whenever he sees you, he wants to put it out of his mind. Jim Blair was obviously devastated that his son couldn't play basketball like a regular kid. So I would develop this paragraph a little bit more. It's a little short, but see how basic it is with the topic sentence, including only one of those ideas. So we want to keep our paragraphs with one idea that you develop through evidence and reason. And notice how I didn't change any of the words that much. I left some off, but I kept what they wrote, the original wording. And so in this, I have the topic sentence. He blamed himself. Here's evidence. And here's the reason why it's important. So all those are great to have in a paragraph. So go off to sacred writing time, 25 minutes, time yourself. Make sure you have enough work ready to keep busy for that 25 minutes. And what I want you to do is check that paragraph that you wrote on Monday. Use the same one. Some of you are going to have to write that paragraph and revise what you have. And follow what I was saying in the teaching point in my example and see if you can make that paragraph a simple paragraph. When I say simple, it only has one topic going on in that paragraph, not a bunch of jumbled topics or claims. So one topic sentence, and then you develop it with the evidence and the reason. Have fun.